Welcome back for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. Sorry this is running a day late, but I had a busy weekend spending time with friends and family, so I hope you all understand, but I still managed to get this done and out before your new comic book Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. So hopefully you still get a little bit of a jump on some of the things you need to look out for when you hit the shop tomorrow to go pick up your books. This is my rundown of all the things you should be paying attention to, some good stuff to read, some incentive variants that might be selling for a premium, some other cool stuff that might be dropping when you go to your shop. So this way you're prepared for everything that's coming out tomorrow for this week. Now, hopefully you're enjoying the series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing this channel. And while you're at it, if you like collecting things outside of comic books, go check out my other channel. My other channel is Toy Informer. Give it a look-see. I cover toys, video games, weird collectibles like sneakers, t-shirts, etc. Anything that somebody might collect. I'll be getting into cards soon as well. I will be covering over on that channel. So again, if you collect stuff outside of comic books, go check it out, and I'd appreciate it. Just last week or so, I had a video game show where I talked about football games that are worth more than you might expect. Some things you might find when you're flipping through a yard sale or at a Goodwill, that you might be able to find some, expensive games that you thought were worthless, but they really aren't. As well as a rundown on a Sandman Build-A-Figure wave that I was also a little bit more surprisingly expensive than you might have thought. So some figures that you should keep an eye out for when you're out there, hunting, digging, and collecting. Now, while you're at it, if you haven't given Whatnot a try, first-time users, now's your chance. Use my link in the description down below and get yourself a free $15 to spend on whatever you want from whomever you want. No strings attached. First-time users, not only will you help the channel, you get yourself something nice. That's just one of the benefits of being an ambassador of their program. Give it a try if you haven't already, and get yourself something nice. And while you're at it, if you need supplies, boxes, bags, boards, etc., use my code over at BCW and get yourself 10% off your order as well. So use the code RENA10 for Rennavision, and you get yourself 10% off your order if you need to do another order for some boxes, boards, bags, whatever you need for your collectibles. Protect, store, display them. Go check out BCW. And that's my affiliate code for that as well. Now, with that all out of the way, all the fun stuff to come, you want to see this week's rundown of books, all you got to do is hang out for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right, we start off the show as we usually do with my personal picks. These are the things I'm personally looking forward to this new Comic Book Wednesday. First and foremost, these are the things that'll be at the tip top of my pile. I just can't wait to get my hands on. You guys know, should be no surprise. Yes, we have a new Energon Universe book, so I'm going to be grabbing that first. This week, we are getting the next issue of Scarlet, issue number 4, facing off there with Storm Shadow. How could you not love this stuff? As a G.I. Joe fan, I just can't get enough of the Energon Universe, including the Transformers, even Void Rivals. It's one of my favorite things going right now. Get issue 4 of Scarlet. That's going to be one of the things I'm grabbing first. There's a cover A. There's also a B cover that's pretty sweet outside the, outside in the snow, and you got the awesome logo, which, I'm usually wearing that hat, but not today. Not today. I figured I'd go with the Rennavision hat today. And then we got the usual allotment of variants that come with these Skybound books as well. We've got the 1 in 10, the 1 in 25, as well as a pretty cool 1 in 50 by Chuma Hill. I kind of dig that one, but it's a 1 in 50, so it's going to come at a little bit of a premium price. So maybe I don't know if I'm going to get that one. But the 1 in 10s, as you know, have been connecting covers throughout all the Energon books. So Scarlet is no exception. We'll continue it on here. See the first 4, making like a nice full-blown like mural, kind of telling the story along the way. I think it's a cool little thing for them to do on these 1 in 10s. And yeah, you can see that last one jumping right in there with Scarlet and Jinx back to back. Cool stuff. Another book that I'm also looking forward to near the top of the list is the next new book, new series, whatever you want to call it. The I guess the Trinity in the top 3. We've got Uncanny, we've got regular X-Men, and now they have another third top tier team, which is the Exceptional X-Men. All right, we'll see. We'll see what this is all about. From the ashes, yet another new beginning. I'm an X-Men fan, so I'm going to get this stuff regardless, but I am hoping for the best here. Some of these new series have been a little bit hit and miss, not loving all of them, but there hasn't been anything that's been like total trash to me personally yet. I know some of you might have different opinions on certain things, but that's, comics are all about. You get what you like, you don't have to like everything. But here's the cover A for Exceptional X-Men #1. We've got multiple covers, as you might guess, including a shiny foil one, a stupid logo variant if you just want one of those. I do like that Elizabeth Torque one that's right there in the center, as well as there's a Rose Besh with Lockheed right there. We talked about that on SNS when the boys ran down their best and worst covers of the week this past Saturday. If you haven't seen that show, go check it out. 100 episodes. 100 episodes. Congratulations. The boys hung around for 100 episodes here on the channel. But yeah, they covered a couple of these. Not the all the X-Men characters that are piled in and packed in on those connecting covers there on the left, but the Rose Besh, I believe, was on the good side of things. Meanwhile, that bronze cover is not my favorite either. It's just, I don't know, just don't care for it. It's just not, I don't know, just not for me. But those two, if you do like them, they both come in virgin versions, if you like. A 1 in 50 and a 1 in 100. And then there is also a 1 in 25 mixed in there as well. Out of all this bunch of stuff for this new book, we're just going to focus in on the 1 in 100 because that is the one that seems to be possibly of interest. What's interesting to me is that some of the early pre-sales were above ratio. I mean, they're at ratio, 110, 125. And then meanwhile, here we are just a day or two before the comic books are about to come out, and there are copies listed for as cheap as $50, $80, $70. Granted, some of these are listed as not being near mint, so maybe there's some damages on the way in, and there's might be a bit of a delay before they get their cleaner copies. But hey, we'll see what happens with this book. That's why it's on the watch list. It's not a guarantee that this is going to be something that's worth extra. It's just something that has sold for a bit more. But the way that it's trending, it may not make it there come Wednesday. So we'll see. But those are the couple of things that, again, are at the top of my list, along with the rest of my reading pile. As you guys know, I love reading comic books. I do actually like opening these things up and reading the words and seeing the pretty pictures inside. So these are the books that are also near the top of my pile because I just want to read them. Starting off with Batman. Again, Absolute Powers is okay. I mean, I was a little harsh going in. It's not terrible, I guess, but I don't know. I'm just not that into it. But it's still running through with a tie-in here with Batman, and you got Catwoman. So Batman 152 has a number of covers. This is the cover A. I'll show you a couple of the other ones. We might skip a couple of the variants because they end up in other segments down the line. But for now, you can see some cool options here for cover price. And then if you do want the incentive angle, you can go with the 1 in 25 or the 1 in 50. I really do like that 1 in 50. It is pretty nice with the cat and the bat there with the yellow background. I don't know. Nothing special going on with these as far as pre-sales go. You can find these well below ratio if you're interested. I've seen the 1 in 25 listed for like 10 or $12. So, and even the 1 in 50 I've seen as cheap as $15. So you can find these out there for cheap if you go looking. But, it's up to you what you want to do with them. Also, can't wait to get the next installment of Rook Exodus. This is my favorite of the Ghost Machine stuff so far. I've liked all of it as well. I mean, it's right there, right behind Energon is the Ghost Machine stuff for me as far as the reading goes. Like, these have been entertaining stories. But Rook has been my favorite of the bunch. Issue 5 coming out here, cover A. We've also got the familiar cover B, as well as the shiny foil incentive version, which this entire run have been 1 in 50s on the shiny foils. But for one reason or another, with issue 6, they decided, yep, that ain't good enough. This is now a 1 in 100 incentive. I didn't know that many people were ordering them, but I guess they were. So I guess they upped the stakes. So now they shifted up to a foil 1 in 100. Cool. I'm still not getting it. I'll just stick with the regular cover price versions and just read it. But if you're interested, they're out there. These haven't done much. They haven't done anything above ratio as far as I've seen the last few months since the entire thing has been launched. But they're out there if you like collecting and getting those harder to find shiny foil versions. Have at it. Now, we're getting the penultimate issue of Get Fury. So issue 5 out of 6. Just got to see this story through. I'm still enjoying it. It's Ennis doing a war story, so it's going to be entertaining. And plus, you mix in the fact that it's got the Punisher and Nick Fury. I mean, it's entertaining. So I don't know what else you want. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Issue 5, one more to go after this, and then we'll have the end of that little mini. I was surprised by this next title that I actually kind of liked it. As stupid as it sounds, I actually liked Kid Venom. Why? Because it's completely like unrelated, like to things going on in the current Marvel universe. Like this is telling the story. It's like more like feudal Japan, and you mix in the Venom. It's just like a completely separate story than anything else that's going on in the comics. Like I'm sick of all the Venom war, Venom verse this, that, the other, whatever's going on in Venom and Carnage fighting each other. I'm just tired of all the symbiotes fighting each other. This is just, I don't know, to me, a cool story that's in the kind of manga vibe, telling a story of like samurais and such. I'm kind of into that. You mix in the fact that there's a Venom symbiote in there too. Cool. Here's issue 2, cover A. There is a fun homage cover here. So issue 2 is homaging Venom #1, the Daniel Way series from back in the day. I forget what year that came out. It's been a while. It's been like 20 years or so. So fun little homage there, as you can see there, and pretty well done. You know, I like it when they match everything from the trade dress to the backgrounds and everything. So I like it. We're also got options with a Peach Momoko. There's also a Stan Sakai cover, and there is a 1 in 25 incentive if you are interested in that as well. Nothing really doing as far as pre-sales go on the 1 in 25. So if you want it, get it. But I'm not expecting big things out of that one for this week. But as I said, this is kind of a fun series. So give it a try if you haven't read it yet. Anthologies, the EC horror stuff. Cool. I mean, not all horror. This is actually the EC sciencey angle side of things, but they all still have kind of like twinges of horror to them. I mean, that's kind of the staple with the old EC stuff. But the new versions, the new EC stuff here, Cruel Universe #2. This is the cover A. There is a B cover as well. Pretty fun 1 in 10. Then there's a 1 in 20 that has that kind of like Bristol board design going. And then what looks like the table of contents page inside the book is the 1 in 50, which I don't like those. I don't like the 1 in 50s. I actually don't care so much for the 1 in 20s, but the 1 in 10s on these have been fun. So those have been my favorite variants for these EC horror books or EC books. I gotta stop saying EC horror. This is science. So anyway, other things that I just got to get. I made this segment, this just got to do it because I'm sure there are many of you out there like me that are compulsive collectors. So there are certain things, regardless of the fact that I might not be enjoying the current run, creators, whatever, I'm still just going to buy. I'm going to buy because, well, I collect Amazing Spider-Man or I collect, Uncanny X-Men. It doesn't matter what's going on in the book. I'm going to keep buying. Call it habit, call it a blind loyalty, whatever. These are things that I just got to do it. Starting off with Absolute Power. I've said it. Not loving it, but I just got to kind of see this thing through. And we're about halfway now. So I think it's only 4. So just got to see this through. Got to see this event through and see where it ends. So Absolute Power #3. Pretty cool Batman cover there. We also got other options here as well. I don't believe there's any incentives on this title. It's all just regular variant, open order variants, but a couple of cool ones. I like the one in there in the middle, as well as there's a Carla Cohen that's not bad too. That's coming out. There's a shiny foil one. The soups they got on the other side is part of a huge connecting cover set with Task Force X and these other Absolute Power books. It's huge. It's like 16 books, I think, something crazy like that, or maybe it's 12. I don't know. It's a lot of covers, but I know I've shown it before. I didn't bother building it out again because it takes up a lot of screen space, and then the pictures are kind of small, and you don't know what's going on after a while. But we're not even done here. There's still more. There's still more covers that they gave us, and I also like the one there in the middle. And you got all of the Amazo Justice League counterparts on another cover, and then you got all the regular Justice League all in chains getting led down through the streets. I'm going to turn that one on its side so you can get a better look at it. And it's straight up like Frodo's dark vision of the Shire from Lord of the Rings. Remember that? And you've seen Sam, like all the orcs, like just dragging through the streets. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw this book. But hey, it's what it is. Another thing, I just got to do it. I've not been in love with all of the Ultimate Universe. I like some of it, don't like some of it. Some of it's okay. We'll see where we're going. I know there's a lot of talk about this current issue with Ultimates 4 because of the cover. Doom, they're going to explain the Robert Downey Jr. thing. I don't think that's the case. I think this will probably have nothing to do with whatever they're doing in the movies. This is just what they plan to do with the comics. So let's just read this for what it is and not try to connect all these different dots because it never really works out that way. I mean, think about it. It seems how many times, even in the movies, when they got a new release coming out, Doctor Strange 2 is coming out. So let's kill Doctor Strange. Comics aren't always leading into what's going to happen in the movies. They are separate entities, all based on a similar ideas and concepts, but they're all following their own paths. With that all said, Ultimates 4 still kind of looks interesting. I like this cover with the the mice all Fantastic Four up with the different powers. It's kind of cool. Other options here are it says a connecting cover, but I'm not sure what it connects with there in the center. And then we got another Maker Doom cover there, another Doom. And then we have some Virgin versions for the 1 in 100. And then there's another 1 in 25 that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how you have that Doom mask underneath the Maker's face, but I mean, it's for artistic purposes. I get it. It's just practical purposes that wouldn't work like that. Just saying. Nothing doing as far as pre-sales go here either, so we won't get into those numbers. So we'll just move on to another book. Just seeing through to the end. It was entertaining to start Uncanny Valley. It hasn't been at the top of the pile, but it's not that it's a bad story. It's just other things have taken precedence. So at this point, I just want to see this through to the end. So we're here at issue 5. I think it's ending at issue 6. So we'll see what happens on the next issue of Uncanny Valley. Only got a couple of covers. A cover. There is a B cover as well. And then a couple of incentives, including a Virgin for the 1 in 10 and another Virgin for the 1 in 25. Pretty cool. Like I said, I just want to read it, so I'm just fine with the regular cover A, personally. All right. Gear up, because we've got another big pile of new number ones. Seems like every week this is getting to be the biggest segment of the ball. How can we keep having all these new number ones? It's just, when are we going to stop? Stop giving me new stuff. Can't keep up with the stuff that I already got without you introducing all these new stories. Oof. Anyway, let me take a quick sip. Let's get going. That's right. It's the middle of the day that I'm doing this, so I'm not drinking in the middle of the afternoon. That's it. First book up. Dark Horse, Duck and Cover, from the team that brought you American Vampire. All right, so you got a manga-influenced teen adventure set in the strange post-apocalyptic America of 1955 from the team behind, like I said, American Vampire. All right, cool. 56 pages, so that's a lot of story for your $4.99. Might be worth a try just to get that first issue. Get that. Well, I can't even call it nostalgia because 1955 is before my time, obviously. That's like my dad's nostalgia. But hey, it's nostalgia for many out there. And I know there's still more comic collectors who are older than me. Maybe this is nostalgic for them when they had to hide under their desks and plan for the big one being dropped back in school. Anyway, cover A. We also have a foil version of it, as well as some other, open order options, and then a couple of incentives that I actually like them both. I like the 1 in 20 with the hazard sign logos, and I like the 1 in 25 with the silhouette kind of a thing going on with the girl with the sword. Yeah, I know nothing about the storyline, so we'll see. We'll see what this is all about. But that 1 in 25 is the most intriguing cover of all to me. But not paying 1 in 25 prices. With that, Dark Horse is also delivering us a couple of Star Wars books. I believe these are just one-shots. We got High Republic Adventures, Crash and Burn, Century Before Acolyte. Man, that's kind of depressing. Acolyte being canceled. I know. It got a lot of crap from a lot of people, but I actually did like the show. I enjoyed it. I'm not saying it was perfect. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but I was enjoying it, and I was looking forward to more of it. Kind of sucks that the show got canceled. But I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what will come down the line? But you got to know that it wasn't their plan, considering all these things that you'll see even today, still promoting it. Century Before Acolyte. You got High Republic Adventures. We've got another book, also a one-shot, or maybe this is not a one-shot. Maybe this is just a new issue 1 for Adventures, but Hunting the Echo Stones, Echoes of Fear. More old school Jedi stuff. Yeah, we'll see. Could be good, could be bad. Who knows? But as I said, more Acolyte stuff. The Acolyte, Kelnaka, number 1. set in the era of of the High Republic. So, spinning out of the Disney Plus series, that is no longer, we get this story from Captain Scott. Cool, I guess. I don't know. It's a couple cool covers. I'll give it that. We've got cover A here. We got a pretty cool one there in the middle, and then there was a TV show or movie version. So you got the live action shot too. So yeah, not bad. Not bad. Also, a Virgin 1 in 100 and a 1 in 25 as well, if you're into those. The 1 in 100, however, is the highest ratio with a bunch and the one that is garnering a little bit of interest. It is also, like I said, a pretty cool Okazaki cover. So, always like his covers, and I especially like the Star Wars stuff. And this one is, no exception. I will be fine with the cover price version of it. Don't need the 1 in 100 personally, but some people have paid some early prices in the 120 up to 190 on those pre-orders. Asking prices are looking for 160, 190, 200 bucks. So looking for a lot on that 1 in 100 incentive. Will it get met? We'll find out. That's what we're going to watch it. Who knows how it's going to play out? Sticking with sticking with Marvel. We're going to pivot from the Star Wars side of things, though, and go over to what if Donald Duck became the Mighty Thor? Because, yeah, we're still getting more of these What If Donald Duck books. I mean, they're fun. They are what they are, but cool. This is also a fun homage to that What If, the Jane Foster, with Mighty Thor. So you can see there, pretty good for them doing that. They also gave us an homage to the classic Beta Ray Bill. So if you want that one, we've got that one for you too, but with a duck. And then we got a couple of other extras thrown in there for good measure from Peach Momoko, Scotty Young, and I forget who did the other one. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. More and more books. We also have some Virgin versions here if you want those incentives. They're all right, but it's overdoing it. Too many cover options for my taste, and it's just, I don't know. I'm trying to beat a dead horse with some of this stuff to me. But with it, we move on to Marvel Zombies, Dawn of Decay. So another Marvel Zombies virus is unleashed, and Groot is patient zero. Okay. So now we're going to see it from the viewpoint of Groot, I guess, and see how that affects the zombies and whatnot. All right. New number 1. Multiple covers here, including some homages to things like House of X. We got a Saturday morning cartoon variant there as well. Classic face-off covers. And we have a 1 in 25 incentive if you're interested in that as too. Bradshaw cover. So Nick Bradshaw, decent. Always reminds me of Art Adams. His style is very reminiscent of Art Adams, and I like Adams, so I dig it. It's just I don't think I need this, so we'll see. But maybe I'll give a regular issue a try. But the 1 in 25 again. If I'm not giving you prices, it's because it's not doing a lot as far as pre-orders go. So we'll see. Anything can happen come to Wednesday, come tomorrow. So this is just my early look. I thought these were done, but I was mistaken. Here is yet another Infinity Watch annual, but this time it's Moon Knight. Part 7. Story that just won't end. The Deathstone Saga okay, whatever. It's still going. That's the point. It's still going. There's covers too. Here you go. Extra covers, including they're not calling them connecting covers anymore. Thankfully, they stopped calling because I showed you before they don't connect. So I don't know who started calling them connecting covers. Just call them like team photos, because that's what it kind of looks like. It looks like little league team photos. Like, hey, who's in this book? Cool. Kids are getting a new book. We're getting Spider-Man Homeroom Heroes. So new comics for young readers. That Marvel's. This is good stuff. I like that they're putting out options for younger readers. I wish this was more available before, when my son was actually younger and could appreciate these. Now he's kind of aged out of this kind of stuff where they're angling him towards. So this isn't doing me any good, but I'm sure there are plenty of young readers out there who will enjoy this. Just the one cover. Thankfully, they're not trying to variant sell the little kids. So God bless them for that, I guess. Moving on from Marvel. New number 1s. We go over to Oni with The Autumn Kingdom. This looks like a paperback cover, like a novel cover, or hardback or something. This is Colin Bunn, who's great at starting stories. Pretty good in the horror and fantasy genre as well. So it could be good. Something about the borderlands between imagination and reality. something. There's dwarves and elves and warrior queens. I mean, if you read the synopsis, I'm not going to read it all to you. You read the synopsis, it does seem a little bit intriguing. Some cool covers here as well. Like I said, this one looks like a book jacket, but we do have these others as well, and then we have some virgin versions of things mixed into, and 1 in 20s, 1 in 30s. So elves, warriors, fantasy, cool. And they even go up higher. We still got more. We got a 1 in 50 here too to make a version of that 1 in 20. So yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of options. Get whichever one you like if you want to give that a try. Conan's getting a new number 1 in this Battle of the Blackstone. Pretty awesome Zafino cover there. I like his style, especially on Conan. I dig this dark, like ominous woods look. It's pretty cool. Other options as far as covers go here. Boom, boom, boom. All pretty good. Yeah, all not bad. And then we got a Tony Fleece. And then we've got a sketch cover if you're also interested in the sketch cover thing. So plenty of cover options. The Zafino is probably my favorite, but I do like the Fleece cover in that his sword that he's holding in the hand is still part of the trade dress. So it's like, I like it when the art is involved with the trade dress. It's, I don't know, just something I always liked. Moving on. Dark Empty Void out of Mad Cave. So something about scientists creating a microscopic black hole, science fiction-y type stuff. If you're into that, they've got you covered. Cover A and a cover B on that one. I'm sorry, I just got to speed this up because I already feel like I'm losing my voice. We're only like a half hour in. But with that, Firefly. Boom is giving us Malcolm Reynolds year 1 because it's kind of like the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, but with Malcolm Reynolds. Okay, I don't know. I've never really read these Firefly comics. I've loved the show. The show was great. I'm a big fan of the movie. Everything ended too early, but at the same time, never really into the comics. If they're good, somebody tell me if I should go back and read them. I know I've picked up a few of them just because there's some Hughes covers mixed in, but actually sitting down and reading them, it's just wasn't something I ever got hooked on. It's just certain things, just because I like the show, it doesn't always translate to me in wanting to read the comics. Same thing with like Supernatural. Love the show, but when the comics came out, I got them out of habit, but I didn't really care what was going on in the books. I just would get them just to get them. I did not do that for all of Firefly, though. So I didn't just blindly collect all these. But like I said, I got a few. But multiple covers here. Not a ton, but a few. We've got the cover A here. You can slap, take the trade dress off, and you got yourself a 1 in 10. And then there's a 1 in 25 as well. Teased with an ash can that was doing all right just a few weeks ago. Minor Arcana from Jeff Lemire coming out of Boom is coming out. So we got some psychic magic type stuff going on here. It's Jeff Lemire. Always interesting to get new stuff out of him. We'll see. A lot of covers. On this one. Here's the cover A. We got a Frizen. We got a Frizen. There's a Tula We've got that Erica Slaughter crossover cover that Boom has been doing, just kind of sneakily in there. Like different titles have had just, Something is Killing the Children crossover covers. They did that with Spawn before, but all right, they got that. We've got an Unlockable, which is a version of I think it's the Tula Lotte, right? That one's doing, what the Unlockables have been doing. Some sales for like 10 to 15 bucks, other sales as high as 30. Asking prices 10 to 15 bucks. Some asking as high as 25. Kind of all over. Depends on how your shop ordered, and then they unlock the ability to get, I don't know, one or a few. I don't know how that works with these, but it's the unlockable cover. Most of the time, stores have one, and if you know your shop owner, you can get it, and you usually can get it for a decent price. So if you want it, you can get it, but I wouldn't go overpaying for anything because it is what it is. There are other options here too. We have 1 in 10s and 1 in 25s and even 1 in 50s. Oh, that's not far enough? Sure, I got you covered. We also have a 1 in 75. So, yeah, plenty of options, plenty of incentives, plenty of different versions of different covers for you to pick which one you like, depending on how much money you want to spend. Next up, we've got Dark Leo, because, I don't know, we just keep getting turtle stuff. I mean, IDW doesn't have a lot left in their arsenal, so we're going to keep getting turtle books. But yeah, okay. Best of Dark Leonardo. Get it if you like. $7. I'm I'm not getting this. But if you're a big turtle person, go for it. It's just I'm not, so this is just not for me. So $7. Also, kind of steep for a one shot. It is what it is. Lady Mechanica. Never really got into this series. Also, don't know how to get into this series because every cover looks like this. So I don't know what I'm looking at half the time. I don't know if I'm looking at a reprint or the original or a mini series or what, but the Lady Mechanica covers all kind of look the same. Just saying. But here we got a new miniseries premiering that looks like the others. I mean, I'm not saying they're exactly the same. I mean, it's just my eyes just not picking up the difference because I'm not into it. I'm not reading it, so I'm just not seeing all the changes, I guess. Here you go. A couple of covers. You got a B cover. You got a 1 in 10 incentive that goes down to a sketch. Cool. If you want them, go for it. Moving over to DC, Plastic Man No More, because we needed a Black Label Plastic Man book. I'm sure this will probably be entertaining. I mean, I remember hearing those rumors way back in the day that Bruce Willis was going to be in a Plastic Man movie and it was going to be kind of more, I guess, adults and just humorous. I don't know. And then there were the Jim Carrey rumors, I think, at one time. Whatever. It's Plastic Man. He was fun on the cartoons from way back in the day, but I've never been a huge Plastic Man fan. So doesn't do a lot for me personally, but I know there are fans out there, and that's why I'm showing you. So there's a new #1 coming. $5. You want other covers? There's a couple other covers available for you too. There's an All Red and Chris Samney. Cool. There's even a 1 in 25 if you want it. 1 in 25. But it is what it is. Plastic Man. Trinity. So, Wonder Woman's daughter? Yeah, okay. We're getting a one-shot special. I guess they're still trying to test the waters to see if people will buy this to start a series for her, but here we go. Apparently, this is something. There's a collection of backup stories in here too. So I guess they're reprinting and collecting some backup stories, selling them as a one shot. I mean, I guess you do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, DC. Cover A. A couple of other interesting covers here as well. Kind of a throwback to the Batman and Robin there, but with well, it's not Crypto because that's a corgi. I don't know. Couple of covers there. There's also a 1 in 25 it's a Zulo cover, I believe. And there is a 1 in 50, which has been gaining a lot of attention because it's doing quite well. I mean, I don't know how many places are going to order 50 copies of this one shot, especially if a lot of it or all of it is reprinted backstory stuff. But here we go. The Sowie. I also don't know how to say Sowie properly, but this 1 in 50 has early sales, $140, $150 for this 1 in 50. Like, that's crazy. As is the one that's out there right now that's asking $200. $200 is a lot for a 1 in 50, and I like it, but I don't $200 like it. But it's not my money. You guys do what you like. I'm just going to keep an eye on it and watch it, see what happens. And with that, those were all the new #1s for the week, and let's get on to later prints. I'm telling you, losing my voice already. 35 minutes in, or 30 minutes in, whatever it is. All right, here we go. Facsimiles. Detective 400. We got Man Bat. We've got a regular. We got a blank cover for sketches, and then we got a shiny foil version if you want that as well. It's standard practice for DC facsimiles. Marvel also has kind of had a standard practice, or they just randomly throw out singles like this one. So, classic Jim Lee cover. Savage Land, Rogue. Everybody remembers this. Well, anybody my age remembers this book, remembers this cover. 274, Uncanny X-Men. Cool. They did a facsimile for it. Great. You can still find the original, though. Just go out there and look. You can find the original. But no other doings with it. Just this one, which I found surprising because normally what they do is this, which is give us Superhero Secret Wars #9. They give you a regular, then they give you a shiny foil version and charge you like $2 more. Then they also make a 1 in 25 with a different cover, even though it's a facsimile. At least this one's a similar looking cover. But 1 in 25 on this #9. Early pre-sales, all over. Under $20. High is $30, $33. Meanwhile, the one that's out there listed wants $70. Okay, I mean, the recent sales aren't supporting that asking price, but if you're the only one in the market, you can ask whatever you like. So, good luck. Grommets. Can't say enough about this series. Outside of the Energon stuff, this is right up there. It's one of my favorite things to read. And if this were a new issue, it would have been on the top of the list too, right there in my picks. But this is a reprint. I've already read it. I already got it. I don't personally need a third print, but if you haven't read it yet, go get yourself this third print. It's worth the time and worth the effort. You can also get yourself issue 2 in a second print, and I actually do like this cover. I like this cover. So get this one if you haven't read it yet or just want to buy the cover like I do. We also have, surprisingly, already a second print for the Power Fantasy. #1. Kieran Gillen. Yes, this book sold out pretty quickly. Was going for a little bit of a premium. So I get the fact that we got a second print pretty quickly. But why did we get 2? Because we also got this cover. That always kind of bothers me. Like, we don't need multiple options on the reprint. The point of, at least my understanding of the point of a reprint is to catch readers up, not just try to get cover collectors to spend even more money just because you got to be a completionist and buy everything. Because really, what's the need for 2 covers on this #1? I don't see the point. I know Skybound is stretching. It was like, hey, we'll give you an Autobot and we'll give you a Decepticon version. Hey. And then hey, we got a Cobra, we got a Joe version for their second prints. And then they'll sometimes even sneak a third one in. Hey, we got one that doesn't even do that. It's like, why are you giving me so many covers? Too many options is not always a good thing. Also getting the second print treatment, we have Greaser, Gemini Blues, #1. I bought this. I think I still have it sitting on here, but I haven't read it yet. So I don't know if the story's any good. I bought it because the story sounded interesting, but I really like the 1 in 5 Dan Panosian cover, and that's the one I bought. So this one has the regular cover, so I'm not as interested in this. Plus, I don't need it because I still have the one I just still need to read. House of Slaughter 25. That's got a second print. Okay. I didn't know there's a lot of people still reading this, personally. I dropped out on House of Slaughter ages ago. I don't know, it just didn't grab me. Just didn't hook me. But hey, we're up to issue 25, and 25 did well enough that we got a second print. So I guess I'm missing out on something. Darkest Hour for the Power Rangers. They got a second print. I don't know. I'm not a Power Ranger guy. Again, I'm a little aged out for that. But just under me, that generation of my little brother, this is his thing. Power Rangers were never really my thing, so I haven't kept up. But second print on this current event running now. Red Before Black is getting the second print. This one is that kind of crime story that came out, had that awesome Dave Johnson cover on the B cover. That's why I know the series. But here you go, second print on that issue 1 as well. And then we've got Marvel. Not a lot, don't worry. But we do have NYX #1. Surprisingly, wasn't bad. I thought this was going to be a train wreck. I actually kind of liked it. So if you missed out, get issue 1. You get the second print here. Oh, and if you really want to spend a lot of money, I guess you can get the 1 in 25 that they decided to make for these second prints as well. Yeah, by now you guys know my feelings on these. It's a cool cover. I liked it the first time I saw it. You recolor it, it's still the same cover to me, but whatever. It's selling pretty well for people who want to spend a lot of extra money. $100 basically. Some early pre-sales have gone for. And then the only one I could find listed was a pre-order for a 9.8. So God knows when you're going to get that. But cool. $300. $300 for a 1 in 25 second print #1. That's a 9.8 pre-order. Okay. That's at some point in saying all of that, I lose the thread of why. But hey, we all collect different things. We all collect for different reasons. Just because I don't do it doesn't mean you can't do it or other people aren't doing it. Hey, to each their own. Just like not everybody likes Disco Dazzler variants. But we've got one more to finish out the run, and that is on the recent issue of The Incredible Hulk. But it's She-Hulk doing her bell-bottom thing. Cool. That's it. Only one. Last one. Because we're beginning the month of September with Godzilla. So we have a whole slew of Godzilla variants to talk about for this week, or at least look at. I also did a short on these, so if it hasn't, I think it dropped already, but you can take a look at that. But here we go. I think we got half a dozen to start, and then we got more on the way. First one, Daredevil. Pretty cool. Daredevil, Godzilla. In the city. Makes sense. Exceptional X-Men. This one, I don't like. It looks like it looks photoshopped. Hey, let's Photoshop Godzilla in on this picture. It doesn't they don't go together. We'll just put Godzilla behind the X-Men. That's our cover. That's not cool, man. That's lazy. Unlike this, Thor, Godzilla, facing off. Cool image. Cool idea. This is something I'd want to see. I want to see Thor fight Godzilla. What else we got? Miles Morales and Godzilla. Meh. He spray painted a tattoo on Godzilla, I guess. A lot of smoke, just kind of filler. A lot of just filler. Not my favorite. So here we go. Like hits and misses. You see, like we've had two that have been all right, two that I didn't care for all that much. Let's see how the rest go. As you guys know, I'm a big Godzilla fan. I got my 1977 Shogun Warrior Godzilla behind me. All right, Scarlet Witch fighting Godzilla also could be a cool matchup. Shows the scale shot from down below. Not bad. And here we go. Spider-Boy. Hanging off a web. I actually kind of like it. It's cool. It's got a weird, almost like a disjointed t-shirt print kind of vibe. But yeah, Spider-Boy 11. So by and large, I've liked most of them. But get whatever you like if you're a collector. Stormbreakers. All right. Every month also seems to give us a new theme for the Stormbreaker covers. I don't know why they do this and why they call them the Stormbreaker covers or why they do that in this manner, but it gives me something I have to decipher every month. So at the start of the month, I have to look at the covers and then see a running through line because they don't really announce what the theme is, or if they do, I'm not finding it. Like I'm not finding the article where it says, hey guys, Stormbreaker covers are going to be werewolves. That was last month. This month, this was the first book. I'm like, all right, we got Ghost Rider on the Mammoth. So we doing Avengers, 10 million BC. This is on Miles 24, by the way. All right, maybe that's the theme. Maybe it's Avengers 10 million BC. And then I find the only other Stormbreaker cover of the week, which is this one. And that looks like Vengeance on Namor, number 2. Is it on? No, I'm sorry. God, I got to fix that deck. I still got that stupid Namor number 2 in there. I'll fix that for next week. But this is on Scarlet Witch number 4. So if I were to guess, different Ghost Riders? And not just like, hey, we'll put Ghost Rider in different outfits. These are actual. So we have the 10 million BC Ghost Rider, and we have Vengeance. So maybe that's what we're getting here. I'm wondering. That might be the theme for this month's Stormbreakers. We'll see, because that's it. Just those 2 for this week. Now, the art of Marvel Studios. We are apparently getting a new subset of variants throughout most of the month of September. I believe it bleeds into October. With the art of Marvel Studios, starting off with this. Immortal Thor 15. It's kind of a Thor design. Cool. It looks kind of like the toy boxes. All right. That's it. That's the only one for this week. Next week, we'll get a couple more the week after. All right. Well, it seems to run through September. But here's the list. Looks like we're getting about 8. Cool. Celebrating 85 years of Marvel. Now, this, I would have thought we would have gotten more. I would have thought they would have done more out of this, but this appears, at least for now, I think to be the last one. The Incredible Hulk number 16, calling back Submariner, issue 2. I think it was Submariner Comics, which it gets tough to kind of look at some of those older series because you got to number things the right way because the numbering carries on. And you're like, wait, what happened? Submariner starts at issue 33. What happened? It's like, oh, because it was Submariner Comics before that. It could be difficult to sort some of this stuff out. But point being, classic cover. And like I said, seems to be the last one from the list that I was able to find. That seems to be it for the Marvel 85th anniversary. I would have thought there would be more than 5 covers. But here we go. I mean, we got like 30 Disco Dazzlers and we're getting like 30 Godzillas. hey, I love Godzilla, but 85th anniversary, I figured it would be a bigger deal than 5. I don't know. Batman also is doing the 85th anniversary thing, and they're doing more than 5 because I think we've already run through 5, and they haven't even told us, or I haven't found out a full list of what we're getting. All I know is I got a chunk done so far, but they are not done yet because we still have more Batman to go. This week, however, Adam West. Adam West Batman doing the Dark Knight Returns thing. Cool. So we've got a Clooney Batman, we got a Keaton Batman. I think we still got to do Val Kilmer. We still got to have a Christian Bale somewhere in there. So we're not done with our Batman yet. But here we go. We got Adam West out of the way. We'll see who's next. That's it for this week, by the way. A lot of these are only going to have one. A lot of these subcategories I have this week only have one, including this one, which is our last for the Beetlejuice variants. So, as you all know, sequel to Beetlejuice is coming out this upcoming Friday. So, I know my son can't wait. My wife can't wait. We're going to go. We're going to go check this thing out. But leading up to it, DC gave us a bunch of, variants. This one looks like Michael Keaton's Batman with Beetlejuice on Batman. I think this is 152. Pretty cool. But this is it. This is the last one. This is the last Beetlejuice variant. As you can see here, I covered all of them throughout the month of August. This was the last one on basically the last Wednesday just before the movie's release. So, yeah, they led right into it. Cool. I mean, if you're into Beetlejuice, there you go. There were what? 6? That seems about right. No need to overdo it. 6 seems about right. Now, another DC subvariant set starting this month. It is Hispanic Heritage Month. So we will be getting a handful of these as well. I know DC got some heat a few years ago for doing these, but for now, I think they're fine. We got another Bane every year. This is our excuse to get a Bane cover with his squiggly haired, hairy chest and all. So cool. Also on Batman 152, I told you we had some more Batman 152 covers to come. And then we also have a Birds of Prey. Yeah, cool. I don't know. Not loving these, at least not so far. All right. But let's keep it going, DC, with yet another subset variant collection, I guess, for this month. We are going to get an artist spotlight on Nicola Scott. All right. Not opposed to that. I like her art. I like these artist spotlights usually. I mean, we've gotten a couple of cool ones throughout the past few months. It feels like it's been a couple of months since we've had one, but maybe I just missed them. Maybe they've snuck them past the goalie. So far for this month, though, it seems like it's Nicola Scott doing her best Russell Dauterman version of all the different characters and suits. Because here we go. Batman 152. Yes, another Batman 152 with a DC subvariant set. All these different Batman standing there in their different outfits. Like I said, like the Dauterman Marvel covers. And that seems to be the theme because the other one that she did for this month is Black Canary on Birds of Prey, which again shows a bunch of different Black Canaries in her different looks throughout the years on this cover of Birds of Prey. Not terrible. Like I said, it's them just all standing together is a little less fun than like a action shot or like a different way to kind of pose them all. But well, not bad. Not bad, I guess. That's all we got so far. See how many more we have to come. What other characters are going to get the, hey, look at all my different looks throughout the generations vibe. But I don't know. Like I said, it feels like an homage to those Russell Dauterman covers to me. And speaking of homages, we had a couple already throughout the other books that we ran through, but here is the other one that I felt worth noting. I probably just could have skipped it, but I saw it. I already had it in my folder ready to go. So Archer and Armstrong issue 2 this week doing the Detective 38 thing. So yeah, cool. It's fun that they've kind of flip-flopped the Archer and Armstrong there. Which one's the sidekick? Which one seems to be the Bats character? But yeah, all right. Here's what it is. So let's just look at some covers. Let's just look at some covers I like this week. There are a handful of them. One reason or another, it's kind of caught my eye. Starting off with Spawn. Nothing super duper special about this one. It's just Spawn standing on top of a castle. I just kind of dig the perspective. I like the shadow, the way the silhouetted buildings are framing with the gargoyles sticking out and the castle, the cape, cool and flowy. I don't know. I just liked it. So Spawn 356. I also just happen to like the Blood Brothers Mother. It's a Dan Panosian. This is a wraparound cover, but I only have the front cover image. But you guys know I'm also a Dan Panosian fan, so this is just a cool cover. So put it in here. I also liked this penultimate issue of the Justice Society of America. So this Tony Harris cover, yes, it looks jam-packed with stuff going on, but I dig it. I just like the way that the colors and the characters all play in together. Yes, it is busy, but it's a busy that I like. If that makes sense. I don't know, but it just caught my eye. I like this one, so I put it in as one of my favorite covers this week. I like it. What might be my favorite cover of the week, Delato's Daredevil here. It's just awesome. You got the blood, you got the hands all bandaged up, and you got some negative space action going on, and it's bright as opposed to just being dark. Like, if this were black with just all the red, it probably still would look cool, but I think a lot would get lost and it would just look dark and muddy. The fact that the negative space area in this is white as opposed to going with the black changes it completely, and it just makes everything kind of pop and the red really stand out and just the notes of blood, etc. I don't know. I just dig this cover. I like it. Like I said, it's probably my favorite for the week. Another fun one, we got Hulk. So Hulk 16. Yeah, we know we got some big doings coming for his sidekick in the Legacy 800 issue coming, but I don't know. I still don't really like the long-haired Hulk, but yeah, still pretty cool cover. I like the definition there of the shadowy tones, how they do the with his muscle structure. I don't know, just a nice little touch. It's got almost like I don't want to say pixelated, more like Richard Corbin from back in the day, where you get a little bit of the dots instead of just doing a bunch of crosshatch lines, and it's not all just CGI great. I don't know. It's just the way that it looks. I like the look of this cover. Just like this last one here, Spider-Boy. So Spider-Boy 11, just a fun cover. Him hanging on the back of the bus. It is a fun look. It's a bright cover. It pops. It's fun little story being told in and of itself in this image. I just like this cover. It just makes me smile. I just like it. And I'm not reading Spider-Boy, despite the fact I keep saying I'm going to go try and read it and catch up because people told me it's good. I just haven't had time to get into it. But covers like this make me really want to pick this up. I will admit that. So we'll see. One of these days I'll catch up. Oh, I'm sorry. I got one more. Immortal Hulk. We got a Villa Lobos. Yeah, we got Beefcake Thor soaring through the sky with Mjolnir. Lightning flashing everywhere. Trade dress version, as well as a 1 in 50 incentive version, which, yeah, I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any sold or available on this one. So we'll see. This could be a sneaky one, especially for Villa Lobos collectors and Thor collectors. Yeah, because Villa Lobos has that kind of Adam Hughes kind of vibe to his art, which I like. Don't get me wrong. I like it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. And then we have our last segment of the day, which will be our cheesecake covers, as we usually finish off here. I don't know. Let's see what we got. We got a usual allotment of stuff, starting off with the Dynamite business. Red Sonja, pretty awesome Perillo. Can't go wrong with Perillo on a Red Sonja cover. I know it seems monotonous at this point, and we just keep putting like the same titles and same books in this segment, but I mean, it is what it is. If you're into this stuff, this is all stuff you're going to keep buying and keep collecting. So Bjorn Barons has a cover too, and we got another Linzer and another option there as well, including a photo cover. So we do have the cosplay cover, which they also do, and a couple of 1 in 10s. I don't usually put the incentives because most of the Dynamite incentives are just like virgin versions or recolored cover versions. But in this case, we have a couple of classic throwback covers to older series. So we have the Jenny Frison run from, I don't know, it was like 2014 or whatever it was. And then we also have the old school stuff with the original Red Sonja there. So 1 in 10 options there if you're interested. Dynamite is also giving us another issue of Sweetie Candy Vigilante. So Yeah, whatever this is. I'm not going to pretend like I'm reading this. I don't. You can guess what this is, but yeah, it is what it is. Cover A. A couple of other covers here as well. Boom, boom, boom. And then, as I was pointing out to you before, this is what Dynamite usually does. There are a bunch of 1 in 10s, and they're all virgin versions of the regular covers. So, yep, take the trade dress off, and there we got that one. There looks like they try to give us a Sydney Sweeney there with a crappy peppermint behind her head. At least that's what I see. I think that's what they were going for. And then don't forget the cover A. The cover A as well has a 1 in 10 version. So, yeah, if you're into that kind of thing and you want the 1 in 10s, go for it. Vampirilla. We got a pretty awesome Perillo Vampirilla there. I dig this cover. I probably should have put this in one of my top covers. I kind of forgot about it. I'm in with kind of the stained glass vibe. Very detailed. Just awesome. I don't know. I dig it. Other options here. There is a Linzer. And I don't know who did that other cover there. But as you can see, more options. More options for you, including cosplay. Cosplay options if you're into it. So get which cover you like, if you like any of them. Then this Tales of the Bazaar series, which I think I had the last issue in here. I don't know what this is, but I was scanning through Midtown and I saw the cover and it stood out. And I'm like, okay. So a little bit of a, I guess we're getting a vampire. It's not really fangy, but with the blood coming out of her mouth, I'm thinking vampire. But not positive. Don't know for 100% certainty. But it's a cover. It kind of catches your eye. I think I put this one in here before because I think it was supposed to come out before. But the Santos Sisters #7 supposedly is coming out again with the Archie type of humor on the front. So, cool. Udon giving us swimsuit special. So if you like strange anime characters in bikinis, this may be the book for you. We've got cover A's and B's and blank cover sketches if you want to get that too. And we even got a 1 in 5 for you. So, Shantae. Sachet Shantae. That's all I get. Keeps popping in my head. All right, DC. DC has a couple of books too that you might want to keep an eye out for, including this one. So you got a Batgirl. Is this Ikajor? I think this might be an Ikajor cover. I can't remember. Sorry. It's getting near the end of the night here, or the end of my show, so I'm just kind of winding down. Voice is kind of going on me, but it's a cool cover nonetheless. As are most of the Poison Ivy covers for this special 25th issue. I can't believe Poison Ivy ran for 25 issues. Personally, I'm just shocked. Awesome covers throughout most of this run. Tons and tons of beautiful covers. But to be fair, I haven't done a lot of reading the book, and people have told me it's not bad. People have told me it's pretty good. Again, I only got so much time I can read, and this is one of the things that just wasn't at the top of my priority list. Maybe I got to go back and check it out, because 25 issues, it's impressive. That's impressive, I got to say. I will say I do not care for the Brian Bolin, though. We've talked about this on Saturday. Out of all the other ones, I like middle. I don't know. Just creeping me out. Just spooking me. Those eyes are just spooking me out. And they made a 1 in 25 out of it, too. I don't know. Just not for me. And then we got a 1 in 50 as well on that cover, also in the Virgin style. So I tried to look, but no, it's still going for under ratio. We're talking like maybe 30 to 40 at best for the 1 in 50. So yeah, nothing that you need to worry about. If you want it, you can probably find it out there. And with that all said, that is the end of our show. I can finally give my voice a break. Thank you all for the support. I really do appreciate it, and I'd appreciate it if you check out the links I have in the description down below. Again, check out BCW if you need your supplies. Check out Whatnot if you haven't given it a try yet. Doing all those things help keep the channel lights on, so I appreciate you checking out those links below. And I got plenty more content coming your way here and on Toy Informer. So with that, I'll see you all later. All right.